Like, we did our first live show the other night.
We had people roast each other. It was brutal. And then in the middle section, we had 2 acts on in the middle section that we hadn't heard of before, we didn't know. We got our guest judge, Ishan Akbar, to stand in between them. And every time they did a shit joke, he'd have shaving foam pies and he'd just smash them in the face.
Now, you see, this is what the circuit's missing.
Exactly!
Do you know what's going to be really weird, though, is in like 10 years' time when they end up being superstars.
I know, this is it.
And then
Some
they'll say,
arena
what was
comic.
the moment? Well, I remember I was at this podcast thing. They're no longer around. One of them died.
The other one got arrested.
High BMI. Other one had a weird spine. But you can see him now. He's sort of bent over like a cashew nut. You know that guy walking... You know the guy walking around Manchester who just looks at fucking gravel? He was famous. He was famous one day. If you want to just show how bad it is, chuck some money on the floor. He struggles. He knows he used to get it, but he can't get it. He can see him sort of walking around just bent over. Face like tracing paper. You know that guy? Anyway, they got us on this podcast, and I remember I had to do this first ever gig. I was full of confidence, and they introduced this pie in. And do you know what? I got back home, and I cried, and I thought, I am never. That is a low for me. I've had my career low. Now I can only get better. Yeah. And they'll be saying that when they're on telly.
It'll be beautiful, mate.
And then they go, I'm now playing arenas, and it was just because of those two pieing me.